How's it going, American truckers? I come to you today. I'm going to talk to you about a hazmat and tanker. I have a hazmat and tanker. It's an X endorsement on your license. Um, I have people ask me all the time, is it worth it? Well, yes and no. Okay. Um, and I'm going to give you the pros first. It's worth it because your driver's license is like your resume. The more you have, the more desirable you are to companies. And it can open up different opportunities like some things that we're in this age where we keep talking about automating trucks, which I see is way off. But let's say they did. Let's say it happened tomorrow. There's a few things they're never going to be able to automate. Tankers are one of them. It's going to be real hard to automate tankers. It's going to be hard to automate flatbeds. It's going to be hard to automate belly dumps, different things like that. Dry box would be pretty easy to automate, and even refrigerated. I've already worked for some companies where they can control the temperature on your refrigeration unit from the office. So those two things, yeah. Um, the other benefit is if you work for a company, it'll open you up for a little bit more freight. And I don't really know whether they call that a benefit or not because there's plenty of freight you're going to roll with or without it anyway. Um, here's the disadvantages to it. Like myself, I run dry box. I don't haul tankers. Okay. Now, company I work for, they don't pay any extra if you haul a hazmat load. Hazmat, it's going to pay the same as your regular pay. But, and there's not that much hazmat out there. Might haul 3 a year, if that. So it doesn't benefit me that much to have one where I work. You may work for a company that gives you $40, or $20 or whatever for having a hazmat. I will say this, if you have a hazmat and you haul a hazmat load, it is more work. I promise, it is more work. You run a higher risk of coming in contact with DOT. They're watching your truck closer when they see it go by with those placards on it. They're watching for more violations. It's easier to get a violation. You're held to a little higher standard driving. You're more of a target. You're going to have to put the placards on. You're going to have to make sure the paperwork's within reach of you. You have to set it in the seat when you get out of the truck. There's different things. You're going to have to make sure the placards are right. Shippers will sometimes make a mistake and hand you the wrong placards. So there is work involved in a hazmat. Is a hazmat hard to get? No, not at all. Easy. Not at all. You can take practice tests online for free. Take 2 or 3 of them, you'll memorize it. Go in and take your test and get your hazmat. Tanker, real easy. You learn the difference between smooth bore, baffled, different types of tanks. You can pass a tanker test no problem. So is it worth it to get a hazmat and tanker? Depends on who you work for. Depends on what your goals are in the industry. It's up to you. Ask guys at your company that do have them, is it helping them any? Are they getting any more miles? Where I work, we don't really get any more miles. A lot of guys where I work don't have them anymore because there's not much of a benefit for having one. That may change over time. A lot of people start dropping them. Then it may become where they need to pay a little to incentive to get guys to get it. Now, my company will pay for your hazmat. So when I renew my hazmat, they'll pay for it. But I don't get any extra for hauling a hazmat load. It's not really that hard. It's pretty brainless. Usually you're going to have to call the safety within your company and they're going to walk you over everything you need to do. So it's not that big a deal. I would suggest having one, no matter what you haul, because like I said, it's your resume. So it's going to make you more desirable to different companies. When you're looking for a job, you post on there, you get a hazmat and tanker, you'd be surprised. The phone starts ringing off the hook. So anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Keep it between the lines, and stay out of trouble. If you got a hazmat and you are working for a company that does pay more, or you do see some different benefits in it, drop it in the comments so these other drivers can see it. Over the years, though, I will say this: over the years since I've been driving, it seems every year more and more people are dropping their hazmat. We're getting less and less hazmat drivers out there, but there's less and less hazmat freight. They can, as long as it's under 1,000 pounds, certain types of hazmat they can load on a trailer. They don't have to placard it. Anybody can haul it. Mostly your household goods. So what a lot of shippers have started doing is they'll split a full hazmat load up among several different trucks, all going to the same place. So you're hauling hazmat, but you don't have to have it placard, and you don't have to have a hazmat load or a hazmat license. So you're hauling it anyway, and that's how they've shrunk down the amount of hazmat loads on the road. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Stay safe.